How's it going there, Meeple fans? Offline Gamer here today, and today we're going to take a look at a game called The Concept. It is an innovative communication game designed by Alain Rivolier and Gaëtan Bougenon. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that game. It's an interesting game where you're given a word or a phrase, and you have these little symbols that you're going to put down on the board. So as the person giving the clue, you're going to take these little different signs and you're going to put them down on the board, and you're going to try to communicate to either your teammates or the group of people that you're playing with to have them either guess the word that you have on your card or the phrase. It's a really, really interesting party game, really caught my eye, and I had looked forward to playing it when I first saw it and actually got it. So let's check it out, look at the components of this guy, see how the game plays itself, and then we'll come back here with my final thoughts. Alrighty guys, so here we have the board and components set up for Concept. So, like as I said in my thing, it is a description game where you're trying to communicate what the main concept is. So when you notice, you're going to have one little marker that's going to look like a question mark, and then several others that look like little exclamation points. So what that means in the game is the question mark is going to be your main point that you're trying to get across. And as I said, you can see you have like a huge stack of cards that all give you different things. Like each one's going to have 3 different levels, like a light, a medium, and a hard. Like to give you an idea with this one, your easy is going to be a microscope, a guard, or an aircraft carrier. Your medium is a phrase, which is "Why did I get married?" Ron Howard and Pirates of the Caribbean. And the really difficult ones, Daytona 500, Dagwood, and Turn Beat Red. So what you want to do is you're going to take this one here. Let's say I was doing a guard. You're going to basically put it down where you're going to make it. It's a person. And then you have these little cubes, like I said, made out of plastic, all in the colors of the actual ones that you're going to use to sub-describe. So I want to say it's a person, that's a professional. And what's really neat is this actually comes with like a sheet that shows you what all the symbols, what they could mean on there. So he's a professional. Let's see, and I would sit there and say he's a professional. And then like I would grab something like this to sub-describe, and sit there and choose something like, let's see here, not fictional, airborne, no. Something that would be something in the sense of government or something like that. So that way, as I go narrowing it down and people start doing it, like I can even go as far as describing and putting colors for like the Army colors, which would be black, green, and brown. So doing that to get the main concept across to the people. Now this actually has a spot here. You put your card right there. And you go doing this until people can guess what you're trying to relay in the message. Now, what's really neat about it is, like I said, people look at this and they say, how in the world can you not be transcribing what you're trying to say? And every single person that I played with, when we got to the point where they had to describe, everybody did the same thing. It was like, wow, that's a lot harder than you thought. So let's say like, if I wanted to do this, I would sit there. My main concept, it's a restaurant. So let's say a place where you can get like food. That would be like food or, let's see, food, nutrition, or edible, And you go around and you do this back and forth. Now what's really neat in the game, they actually have variants where you could play. You could sit there and do a timed thing where if you have like a timer, you can set a time limit and do it. You can do it in teams. You can do it as everybody trying to hit a certain amount of points in a round. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can play it, but this definitely is one of those games that for a group party, it is phenomenal to try and figure out what the people are trying to say just by going with these little cubes. Now, one of the things that's pretty neat is, and they mentioned to it in the rule book, which is pretty easy, like if let's say you wanted to do a tall man, you have these cubes, you can actually stack them one on top of the other, and then let's say if it's a tall and a short person, you could sit there and do like a couple tall and a couple short, so people would understand, oh, that means it's a person that's tall or short. So it's really neat how they kind of like make you think of ways to describe it. But that essentially is Concept in a nutshell. There's not a lot of rules to it. It's not super complicated, as you can see, but it is a ton of fun to play. And there you have Concept from Repos Productions. Now, thoughts on the game. I really, when I first saw this, like online reviews for it, when I saw the previews at Gen Con and everything for it, it was something that caught my eye because it was really interesting. Now, a lot of people compare this game to like Dixit and stuff like that, where you kind of like say a phrase and you put down a face down picture card and then other people put down picture cards. So this is kind of like similar in that sense, where you're going to have a concept, or a word or a phrase and all that, that you're trying to get the people to guess for you, which is kind of interesting. Now, the funny thing about it is, with my group of friends when we played, because this is a party game, it goes from like 4 to 12 players, which I did in my component breakdown. The thing that's interesting is, as we brought out this game and everyone started looking at it and we started like setting it up, everybody looked at it who hadn't gone and described yet and was like, oh, this seems so like simple and this and that. I can't understand. You're not like getting the, getting your idea across. And then it came down to their turn and they picked their card and they looked at the card and they're like, okay. And they finally chose what they wanted to do. And then the moment they sat there and started putting the things down on the board, everybody's attitude on, oh, it's so simple, changed. So it was really funny to see like the people that were sitting there talking and saying, oh, I can't understand, like you can't, bring this idea across. All of a sudden we sitting there sweating bullets being like, how in the world do I do this? So it was really fun. What's really great about the game that's really entertaining and I think really succeeds as a party game is, if you have a group of friends that you always had fun to play with, just listening to, as you're putting out your clues, listening to what they blurt out as far as when they're trying to guess. Now, I like the fact that they do give you 3 levels of difficulty, like an easy, a medium, and a hard, which honestly, like when you look at some of the hard clues that you have to give out, like the phrases, it's unbelievable how, looking at the board, how you can sit there and say, how in the world could I get this across? As a matter of fact, if I remember right, one of the cards was, I think, in the world of darkness, the blind man sees, or something like that. It was, when I saw that, I'm like, how in the world would you put this down on the board and have people guess what that is? So it was really, really interesting to see. I mean, we had so much fun with it, just everybody laughing hysterically. It became even more fun when you sat there and you looked at what they call one of those beer and pretzel type of games where people, you'll sit and drink with your friends and playing. This, I mean, knocks it out the park as far as like fun, overall fun. Component-wise, I honestly think like it is phenomenal how they have the little like question mark and the plastic pieces and the little cubes and everything. And it really, really, really does make you think outside the box when you're trying to describe stuff. So, I mean, it is a phenomenal game. I would give this like a 9 out of 10. Also, like, I want to thank you guys. Like, it's been a little bit of time since I have done a video, and I appreciate you guys hanging there with me. Had a lot of crazy stuff going on. I actually plan on doing a couple other videos. I'm actually waiting for a package today, so I can give you guys another video. I'm going to hopefully be unboxing Ophir, which I kickstarted, and I should be receiving it today, which will be great. And then I should be doing a review for that short after. So look forward to that. I'm also working in the background, so I'm hoping to get like a video podcast going. Trying to like line my ducks up to get that going for you guys. So we'll see how that turns out. But until next time, guys, get out there and game. Take care.